Tonight, we bring you a clash of legends, a showdown for the ages, a battle of two of the ultimate monster hunters of all time. In one corner, we have Geralt of Rivia, aka the White Wolf and a witcher by trade. Armed with potions, daggers, and his trusted silver sword, Geralt slays anything from humans to monsters. His stoic demeanor and dry humor make him the epitome of cool under pressure. In the other corner, we have our very own archangel come monster hunter, Van Helsing, a man of science and faith. Van Helsing is a master of strategy and a thorn in the side of any vampire or mad scientist. With his holy weapons and hunter instincts, he's a walking nightmare for the forces of darkness. The stakes? Not just pride or glory, but the eternal question: who's the greatest monster hunter of all time? Ladies and gentlemen, place your bets, for it's Geralt versus Van Helsing in a battle of brains, brawn, and pure unadulterated monster-slaying badassery. Before we begin, I'd like to remind you to hit that subscribe button and follow Marvelous Videos for more such content. Let's begin. Geralt of Rivia, The Witcher's Legacy. Did you know that Geralt of Rivia isn't actually from Rivia? That's right, the legendary Witcher actually grew up in the realm of Cadwyn in Kaer Morhen. The whole of Rivia thing was just pure marketing genius. You see, young Witchers, under the guidance of grumpy and wise old master Vesemir, were encouraged to adopt surnames to seem less like wandering freaks and more respectable. Although Geralt initially chose Geralt Roger Eric du Haut-Bellegarde, a name so over the top that it practically came with its own theme music, Vesemir shot it down and they settled on Geralt of Rivia. A simple and grounded choice. Geralt even perfected the Rivian accent to sell the illusion. And during the battle for the bridge on the Aruga, Queen Meve of Lyria was so impressed by his abilities that she knighted him. So, while he may not hail from Rivia, he's got the title, the accent, and even a royal knighthood to back it up. Born to the sorceress Vicenna and a warrior named Corin, Geralt was taken as a child to the wolf school at Kaer Morhen. There, he survived the brutal trial of the grasses and endured many experiments that actually helped him gain superhuman speed, strength, crazy reflexes, and his iconic white hair. Well, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, I guess. Once his training was complete, he embarked atop Roach, a name he designated to every one of his horses, to slay monsters for money. During a fight, he saved Princess Pavetta and her husband, Dunny, and unknowingly bound himself to their unborn daughter, Ciri. He initially rejected her after he got to know that she was a girl, but fate had other plans, and eventually he became her protector and father figure. Geralt was rarely alone during his adventures. His best friend, Dandelion the Bard, and Yennefer the Sorceress, who'd captured his heart, made sure of it. Van Helsing, the Archangel Hunter. The tale of Gabriel, better known as Van Helsing, is steeped in legend and tragedy. His past is just as enigmatic as his purpose. He was once an archangel, considered to be the left hand of God, and he carried out all of his divine orders with unwavering resolve. He delivered revelations to prophets, foretold the births of John the Baptist and Jesus, and even brought destruction upon Jerusalem. He was God's trusted messenger till he descended to Earth, taking on human flesh and mortal life. Now, life on Earth wasn't exactly smooth sailing, but Gabriel fought in the most awesome battles. Remember the Roman siege of Masada? Till he joined the Knights of the Holy Order, where he became best friends with none other than Count Vladislav Dracula. Yeah, that Dracula. Their bromance ended in heartbreak, though. When Dracula broke his vows and turned to dark magic, Gabriel was left with no choice but to kill his friend, a choice that haunted him so deeply he begged God to erase his memories. The path of blissful ignorance, folks. Gabriel wandered aimlessly till he was taken in by the church, where he trained with monks and mystics and became the monster hunter we know and adore, Van Helsing. With unmatched skills and unshakable faith, he spent centuries battling creatures most people don't even believe exist. Tales of his battles with Dracula and Dr. Jekyll are truly unforgettable. Van Helsing is a lone wolf, if you know, you know, who's always on the edge and expecting danger at every turn. To the masses, he's a murderer, wreaking destruction in his wake. But despite what they say, he remains devout and continues to do God's work. Love him or fear him, Van Helsing is the warrior who stands between humanity and the night. Combat styles and skills. Geralt of Rivia is a walking sword-swinging legend, thanks to an incredible tolerance for mutagens, which he inherited from his sorceress mother Vicenna. He's truly a weapon master and is skilled in everything from swords to axes, bows, crossbows, hammers, you name it. Though his go-to weapons are his infamous swords, one for humans and one for monsters. He's honestly a danger to anyone with any weapon he wields. His fighting style is a deadly mix of quick, precise strikes and heavy blows. Well, he's not known as the best swordsman of the North for nothing. Not only that, he's also quite a formidable hand-to-hand combat fighter, and is capable of dominating in fistfights thanks to his years of training. He also has an encyclopedic knowledge of monsters and knows how to craft the perfect bombs, oils, and spells to take down any creature. His parkour skills make him agile in combat, while his investigative skills would put detectives to shame. Geralt is also a professional hunter, a monster-slaying machine of sorts, with a keen mind and a sharp blade. On the other hand, Van Helsing may be an archangel in human form, but he doesn't rely on supernatural powers. Instead, his human abilities are supercharged to an extraordinary level, making him a force to be reckoned with. He was presumably 800 years old 2 centuries ago. Honestly, I can't even do the math. He was an angel, for God's sake. Anyway, although he's like super old, Van Helsing retains the vitality and good looks of a man in his prime. His strength is enough to lift his own weight, and during a fight with Dr. Hyde, he nearly dragged him off a building. And speed? He's lightning fast, with reflexes sharp enough to dodge vampires and werewolves alike. His durability is insane as well. He's survived blows from Dracula's brides, the bite of a werewolf, lightning strikes, and God knows what all he endured during his wars, and yet he prevails. He can also detect evil and instinctively knows who to fight and who to spare. Trained by monks for centuries, he's a master combatant with expert instincts and weapon skills, whether it's silver stakes, pistols, or his signature crossbow. Powers and abilities. After undergoing the Witcher mutagenic process, Geralt's physiology was permanently altered. He had an unusually high tolerance for mutagens, which basically urged the trainers to put him through experiments. Not only did he survive, but he also ended up surpassing all his fellow Witchers. Geralt hits like a freight train, and he can take down rock trolls and hell, even bears with one punch. He can fall from great heights, run faster than any human, and endure physical strain for days without tiring. He can even survive injuries that would be fatal to an average human. Not to mention, his agility and reflexes are beyond belief, allowing him to dodge point-blank crossbow bolts, flip through the sky, and balance on the tiniest ledge. His healing is extraordinary too, as he can recover from wounds in record time, though he still needs potions for the big stuff like, cuts so deep that his insides are visible. If this wasn't exceptional enough, Geralt also has exceptionally enhanced senses, such as night vision and hearing the faintest breaths. He's immune to diseases, and can ingest deadly potions, and thanks to his Witcher longevity, he ages slowly and stays in his prime. Add to that his magical signs, fire blasts, shields, and whatnot, he has it all. In his true form, Gabriel is no mere angel. He's a powerful archangel with the kind of destructive force that could level entire cities. When he's trapped in human form, he's mortal and nearly powerless. But let's not focus on that. In his archangel state, Gabriel boasts abilities that would make anybody jealous. As an archangel, Gabriel is, well, immortal. Death can't touch him. Hell, he's probably bosom buddies with the angel of death. He also has beautiful swan-like wings. He can soar through the heavens and glide with divine grace. Not to mention that Gabriel does not really require a physical form. He can create a literal living human vessel to inhabit. He even has the power of atmokinesis. The weather practically bows to Gabriel's will, and he can summon storms, control winds, or calm the skies with a single thought. More than everything else, he's God's left hand. If he can have God on his side, which heaven knows he does, then what else does he require anyway? Notable equipment. Geralt's weapons are crafted with one and one purpose only, to slay monsters. Let me tell you, he has quite a few of these weapons. First, he has a steel sword that he uses to deal with humans and non-supernatural creatures. But when faced with supernatural beasts, he wields his silver sword, a pure silver blade capable of cutting through the toughest monsters. Next, he has a medallion shaped like a wolf's head, which vibrates when danger, magic, or monsters are near. This gives Geralt an edge in combat, as no monster can touch a Witcher's medallion. Geralt carries daggers, steel and silver, for close encounters. Witcher potions enhance his strength, speed, and healing. He also applies Witcher oils to swords for extra effectiveness against specific monsters. For ranged combat, he uses a crossbow and a silver chain to bind dangerous creatures. Finally, he also carries a hook for carrying monster trophies. Who doesn't like souvenirs? Van Helsing is a master of just about any weapon he picks up, from dual spinning saws to silver stakes, and even a crucifix for those close encounters with the supernatural. But his real standout has to be the repeater crossbow. The crossbow is his weapon of choice, and he's always ready for action. While he's not always a sharpshooter, Van Helsing's aim is more often than not spot on, even against enemies with lightning-fast reflexes. Yes, I'm talking about Dracula's brides. Although they have speed to their advantage, Van Helsing manages to land a few solid hits every time, proving that skill and precision can outmatch even the most supernatural of foes. Whether it's pistols or crossbows, Gabriel Van Helsing makes every weapon count in his fight. Greatest challenges. Geralt's journey has brought him face to face with some truly formidable foes, each one pushing him to his limits. First, there's Gaunter O'Dim, the gentleman who could charm the pants off of anyone. But beneath it lay a dark, ancient power. He was a sadistic man with a devious mind, who enjoyed watching and torturing people. He nearly trapped Geralt in a deadly mirror maze, but Geralt was able to outsmart him and banish him temporarily. Then there's Eredin, the Ain-El elf with cunning intelligence and a relentless drive. He terrified Ciri, but was ultimately defeated in battle. Detlef, a creature whose powers are equal to Regis, who could fly, fight from above, and even summon vampires for backup. Yet, even with those advantages, Geralt emerged victorious after a long and exhausting battle. The real nightmare, and my favorite, was definitely Vilgefortz. Now, he was a wanderer and mercenary who became a mage. Faster and stronger than Geralt, he had managed to shatter both his sword and head. And Geralt only escaped during their one-on-one combat by pure luck. Or I guess he kind of spared Geralt. Geralt eventually defeated him by casting a high-level illusion to outwit him. But man, that battle was definitely one of the best. Gabriel Van Helsing has faced some terrifying foes as well, and each challenge showcases his sharp mind and relentless will. His first enemy was Dr. Jekyll, who under his monstrous alter ego Mr. Hyde committed brutal murders in order to harvest souls for a potion. Jekyll kidnaps the Queen, and Van Helsing uses his grappling gun to pursue him and somehow defeat Jekyll and save the Queen. Van Helsing's next legendary foe was none other than Dracula. Although Dracula was a vampire, he was immune to conventional vampire slaying methods. He was also attacked by Dracula's brides, his offspring, and not to mention other werewolves. Humans weren't all that keen on him either, considering him a menace. On top of all this, he was even bitten by a werewolf and was cursed to become one himself. And yet he persevered. He managed to protect Anna, save her entire family from hell, rescue Frankenstein's monster, and even defeat Dracula. Oof, talk about multitasking. Personality and morality. Geralt of Rivia is a truly tortured soul. The tragedies and betrayals he's endured have made him a man of few words, and even fewer emotions. While some believe witchers are emotionless, Geralt isn't indifferent to suffering. Beneath all the toughness lies a man who would go through hell to protect his loved ones, and he absolutely despises cruelty and will step in to help when needed. Although he's considered to be a stoic and calm figure, his quiet demeanor will shift into ruthless violence if those close to him are threatened. He's also incredibly wise, introspective, and level-headed, often choosing to stay neutral in conflicts. His goals are simple: recover his memory and protect and avenge his loved ones. He avoids violence when possible, but will end a life if there's no other choice. And let's not forget his sardonic humor, which brings a smile even in the darkest of times. Geralt, more often than not, is surrounded by his loved ones. Van Helsing, on the other hand, is a man of solitude, always on edge and always waiting for an ambush. He's fought countless battles and hunted monsters, all with blurred memory. He has no memory of his angelic, quite literally, past. But unlike Geralt, he doesn't wish to know it either. He'd begged God to take away his memories and has not looked back since. Despite his relentless pursuit of evil, he's always seeking forgiveness from the church, feeling that it's drifting from its true purpose. Well, he's an angel, what do you expect? No matter how many monsters he slays though, the public always views him as a murderer. He prefers to work alone. But when he does team up, he's a fierce ally. Though he holds some disdain for the church, Gabriel remains deeply devout and does God's work with unwavering faith. Hypothetical duel. Who has the edge? Geralt of Rivia and Van Helsing both bring a unique set of skills to the fight. Geralt is a seasoned monster hunter and a master swordsman with enhanced reflexes, superhuman strength, and magical signs at his disposal. His silver sword might do a number on Van Helsing, who is human but also has a dark connection to the supernatural. Geralt's witcher senses could give him an edge and allow him to track and anticipate Van Helsing's movements. But let's be honest, Van Helsing is no slouch. His repeater crossbow could create distance and disrupt Geralt's rhythm, while his knowledge of the supernatural and combat skills would keep him formidable. He also keeps daggers and silver stakes, which are considered lethal weapons. Despite his strength, Geralt relies quite heavily on potions and signs, and his mutagen-enhanced healing could give him the upper hand during a drawn-out fight. What Van Helsing lacks in magic, he more than makes up for with his quick thinking and unconventional weapons. He's quick on his feet, and is willing to make do with whatever is available to him during that situation, instead of depending on anything he brings. He might use dual spinning saws, or even a crucifix, which might actually mess with Geralt's magical abilities. If the battle took place in a dark, confined space, say an abandoned palace, Geralt's ability to sense danger and agility would give him an advantage. But in open spaces, Van Helsing's range skills and quick thinking could definitely level the playing field. If Geralt can close the distance and land a blow with his sword, he would definitely win. However, if Van Helsing manages to outwit him with his tact, the fight would tip in his favor. Regardless, it would definitely be a battle that could go either way. And thinking of it is getting me quite excited. Marvelous verdict. So the million-dollar question: who would would win in a battle between Van Helsing and Geralt of Rivia. Geralt has raw strength, speed, and some Mad Witcher abilities that give him an edge. But Van Helsing is an archangel, for heaven's sake, who's cunning and simply relentless. In the best way possible, of course. The answer isn't clear-cut, but that's what makes this showdown so exciting. I mean, my heart says Van Helsing, but my head is Team Geralt. So what do you think? Who would emerge victorious in this battle? The stage is set, but the final blow is up to you. If you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.